Hey, yo. Check it.
Welcome back, hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind to lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast.
Yeah.
My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Boom.
It's late.
It is 10 o'clock.
It's only I'm old. Wow. What's up, man? Shit.
What up, though? We're back on deck. Shout out to our homie Gary, who is in studio with us. It's the homie, one of my oldest friends, visiting from out of town. Glad to see you here. We're socially distanced also, so 6 feet. Stop snitching.
6 feet. Hey, man. Episode 59.
I don't know. I don't even want to try.
I do have one. You want to talk about one of the greatest athletes ever to never exist, because I don't know anyone else number 59.
You know anybody who's number 59? Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we're in linebacker.
We're in linebacker.
Linebacker, offensive lineman, maybe.
What about
hockey player?
What number was Luke Kuechly? Was he 59 or 58?
I thought he was like 57 or something.
I think
like
Kuechly might have been 59. If this is worth all the other guesses if he was number 59.
You're about to find out.
Number 59. Let's
go.
Let's go. Hey, ended up getting a good one. We were just talking a lot about sports before we got on the air.
We straight up had a whole other sports podcast.
We
should have just been recording it.
I mean, we don't spend a lot of time on sports on here. This is kind of a otaku type of podcast, but we are big. We were both college athletes. We both love sports. Just real quick, just right now, just if you could give some love to any athlete right now, just off the top of your head, who would it be?
I'm gonna spare you. I'm not gonna say KCP because I know that would in the show.
It don't have to be a current athlete. It could be. Just give this. We could add this to the show too, right? Just give who you giving props to today, athlete.
We talked about a good one that we just talked about was Jerry Stackhouse, one of my favorite Pistons. He was fantastic. I'm gonna go. I mean, a lot of people know they know she was great, but like, I don't know if y'all really remember how cold she was. Like, a lot of people remember like when he came. A lot of Detroit fans will remember Rasheed Wallace being a complimentary piece to the Detroit Pistons, who won a championship in 2004.
It was a big deal.
Man, when she was in Portland for those 3, 4, 5 years before,
20 and 10.
Yo, he averaged 20 and 10 easy. They used to like straight up threaten the three-peat Lakers routinely.
All the time.
Routinely. Like as a matter of fact, the year prior, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Spurs that won in between that three-peat. Or no, is that true? Well, the three-peat was 2000, 99, 2000, 90, or 2000, 2001, 2001, 2002. Or did the Spurs win right after that?
The Spurs won right after, I think, and then the
Pistons
won.
And then the Spurs again. Okay, so but a few years before that, there was a Game 7 between Portland and it was that Shaq. It was that Shaq that Kobe to Shaq lob was against Portland. That was against Sheed's Portland team with the Jailblazers. Don't call them niggas that, bro. That shit's so racist. But them niggas
the nigger Blazers.
They had Sheed. They had Damon Stoudemire,
Cliff
Robinson.
Was he on there? No,
he
Cliff
was
on the Pistons.
Yeah, he was already at the Pistons by then, but he had been the beginning of that team. Did they have Bonzi Wells on that team?
They had Bonzi. They had I think Nick Van Exel was on that team.
Was he?
Yeah, I think they had Nick. They had who else? That was a pretty solid.
The point
team.
is they were
Sabonis, Arvydas Sabonis.
Yeah,
big
hell
fella.
yeah.
They had Sabonis. They had I think Brian Grant was on that team too with the Dreads.
The point is they flat out were a threat to the Lakers, and the engine on that team was Rasheed Wallace. He was really unstoppable. I mean he had, imagine a guy who was KG except like maybe a better defender, right? Like maybe not quite as offensively gifted, maybe not quite as athletic as KG, but not by much, not off by much.
Knockdown outside shooter,
a better shooter than KG, maybe a better defender. You know, you talk about stretch bigs. When you look at some of the OG stretch bigs, you gotta. I mean, outside of like obviously Larry Bird, but you got to look at guys like a young Dirk and a Rasheed Wallace, bro. Like she was to his chagrin, as a matter of fact, when he came to Detroit, because man, he would thrive in today's league. Because if you remember, the talk about Sheed back in like 2004 through 2006 was, man, Sheed a killer. I wish he would just get under the basket more. Like, nah, man. Like, Sheed had the plug. He had the early info on where the game was going with big
for sure.
defensive. Like, I mean, Sheed was a 3-and-D forward. You know what I'm saying? Like and who also it could be a go-to scorer, right? Like I remember watching Sheed get a technical foul and start cussing. And that nigga start going crazy. He get on the block and start hitting that turnaround and couldn't nobody stop him. And then every time he hit that turnaround, he'll come down the court and cuss somebody out. Every single time. I used to love that version of Sheed, man. So that's who I'm going. I'm going with Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Rasheed Wallace, man. That Pistons team was really dope.
Also, shout out to my dad as well. The Honorable Professor Hall, Rasheed Wallace, and Jerry Stackhouse were both in my dad's class. So shout out to them.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
At the same time, I think, because they were at Carolina at the same time.
Bro, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's super dope.
What about you?
Oh man, I will. Let's see, what athlete am I gonna give props to today? Let's go with I think I want to stick to basketball. I'm gonna give props to Baron Davis.
Strong.
Everybody knows I'm a diehard Warriors fan, and man, the We Believe squad, the first 8 seed to put out a 1 seed. Baron Davis was my guy for a really long time. From the time he was at UCLA, he's just a hooper, man. Athletic, shoot, handle the ball. One of my favorite players and point guards of all time. Shout out to Baron Davis, man.
Shout out to Baron Davis.
Big reason for me being a headband wearer when I was a kid too.
Yeah, my cousin Justin, who I grew up hooping with, is a big Baron Davis fan, and famously, I remember Baron Davis and Chauncey Billups both being fans of them because they were like the early arrival of like a pre-Russell Westbrook like strong point guard. You never really saw until a guy like Russell, who had Baron Davis had a lot of hops. Chauncey didn't have hops like that, but Russell Westbrook was a different kind of athlete, more comparable to Baron Davis. But Baron Davis just being like a small forward with like point guard handles and like shot making ability.
He was a bucket getter, just a really dope player, man. So yeah, man, shout out to Baron Davis, B Diddy. He had one of the nastiest dunks in NBA history on Andre Karolinko.
Bro, that shit is like
in the second round of those playoffs that year. Woo! Nasty.
He dunked on Kevin Garnett too?
Oh, he's got a nasty dunk on KG too. That was when he was on the Hornets, right? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. It was. Yeah, he had a nasty dunk on him too. And that does it for the sports section of the SwordCast. So,
boom.
What are you into currently, my friend?
I'm gonna save that because we are going to talk about all the things I'm into.
Boy.
Are all coming up next on our
agree.
show sheet.
Word. Okay. All right. Well, with that time,
Boom.
let's give the disclaimer. As always, spoiler alert.
9. I hit that by mistake, but that's the new spoilers. That's the new spoiler sounder now.
9.
Right.
Yo, if you have not checked out Mandalorian episode 3, I advise you. Do it. Kill the girl. You should definitely check it out. But for now, you should skip forward a couple minutes because we are going to talk about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 3. My boy. What'd you think of it, man?
It was fantastic. It was my favorite episode of the series. Maybe not of the whole series, but it was definitely my favorite episode of that season so far. I mean, just got to see some old faces come back. I saw some hate on Sasha Banks. She was revealed as to be a Mandalorian, which I would have liked. It would have been cool if she was somebody like Sabine that we knew about already. But I thought she was fine, man. Like, I don't know, like she's a professional wrestler, which by definition means that she's already an actor. Like I thought that she looked good on screen. Like I liked her. She had like a natural kind of, rhythm on screen. I think she might fuck around and have a little career after this shit. I thought she did a great job. I'll save my really hot take for after. It's not about this episode. This episode was fantastic.
Oh, I think I know what's grinding your gears.
Yeah, bro. But and I also got to give a lot of love to Katie Sackhoff, bro. She is a fucking ass kicker. And I talk a lot about like strong women, like casting women in these powerful roles who are not just like stick blonde Hollywood starlets, right? Like if you want to do that, go ahead, right? But like to me, it feels cooler when you have a woman on stage who also represents the physicality that you would expect from a superhero. And Katie Sackhoff, and she's like in her 40s now too, but she is a motherfucker, bro. Like she's big. She's not like a bodybuilder by any means, but she's in great shape. She's got the demeanor, the attitude of a real like action star. And I loved her in Battlestar Galactica. She did some stuff in the Chronicles of Riddick universe. She was also in what was she in? She was in the Blade Runner sequel. I've loved all the stuff that she's been in. So seeing her play Bo-Katan was fantastic.
Right, and if I'm not mistaken, she does the voice of Bo-Katan on Clone Wars?
I don't know that to be for sure, but I think you might be right. I can easily look it up.
Let's look it up.
I'll take your word for it though.
Yeah, but
yep.
She does.
Yep.
Word.
And she like looks like her.
She
too.
looks like her. Yeah. So yeah, man. I loved this episode. I was you already know if Bo-Katan is one of my favorite like non-force using Star Wars characters ever. She was really really sweet in Clone Wars. So to see her come to life live actionly. I was definitely here for it. I thought she did a good job playing her.
Yeah, she be kicking ass, bro.
Yeah,
she be out here working out. She be out here. She in the gym. God damn it. She on the mat. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Got a little middle-aged woman 6-pack. Let's go, dog.
But yeah,
shout out to
man.
Katie Sackhoff.
I thought she killed it as Bo.
Kate Sackhoff.
Yeah, I thought.
I
thought she killed it as Bo. I thought, she had the Death Watch vibe going on, man. So from Clone Wars, so I thought that was really cool. The mention of the dark saber, awesome. And I don't get why are people really complaining about Sasha Banks?
I mean, black woman.
I thought she was great, and the reason is because a lot of times when there's a show or a film like this, right, and they bring in a star from another fandom, you know what I mean? Obviously, in this case, Sasha Banks, professional wrestler, WWE star. They like overdo it. Like they overly put the focus on them. They do too much in the role, and they try to make it about them while simultaneously not making it about them. And it's just I thought she did a great job of just kind of being there and just being the character without being Sasha Banks, right? She
agree.
She played the character without being, Sasha Banks, and that's what a lot of people do when they go into another universe. You know what I mean? So I thought she was great. But yeah, I really like this episode, man. Obviously, good action. Obviously,
there was one scene that so you mentioned action, right? There was one scene that I really liked because it showed just how dope the Mandalorians are. Like, it's not just smoke. Like, these Mandalorian niggas will come
for sure
and make you into Swiss cheese, right? Like,
and I love the reputation they have, right? Everybody's aware of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when they were on the ship, the commander asked them, like, how many people are on board, and they were like 10, maybe more. And then they were like, there's only 4 life forms. And then he was like, you idiot, those are Mandalorians. So, like, off top, that's like, so it's like 50 niggas.
So it's like
there.
100. Okay, man.
And then there was one scene and so we've already seen how badass Din Djarin is, right? The Mandalorian is. And there was one scene, I don't know if you caught this, I'm sure you probably did, when he first joined them on their mission, and they were all like, they had their like attack formation, everybody was super coordinated, they just kind of looked at each other and knew what to do. And they took out a whole battalion, just like her squad. And you kind of saw Mando like, oh shit, like, what do I do? Like, where do I shoot?
I definitely noticed that part, and I thought it was.
This is Mando. Like, this is the main character getting made to look like, oh, these niggas is cold.
He's so used to, handling everything that he was like,
y'all, you killed them all. Okay.
Okay.
These niggas can hoop a little bit. I guess I'll just. Yeah.
I thought that was cool, man. But yeah, we had talked before, like the episode 2 was kind of the filler story with spiders. It was cool. Episode 1, kind of the, we got some dope content in that episode with Krayt Dragon and everything. But this was really the first episode of the season that was like main big time, like main plot advancement and new characters. And
come on, let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
We got the Ahsoka Tano mention, and
okay. All right, let me just let me just go ahead, bro.
All right, go ahead.
Look, man. Let me tell y'all niggas something right quick. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how sweet this Mandalorian shit is. And it is really sweet, by the way. It's awesome.
It is.
I don't care how sweet this shit is. These short-ass episodes and this short-ass season is completely unacceptable, bro. I gotta fuck out of here! Oh, by the way, quick pause. So you'll appreciate this. One of our sounders, I know you can't hear it in the headphones. This is one of our. Anytime somebody gives a bad take, this is one of our sounders.
You already know who that is.
The mellow.
He's a big Mellow fan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, bro. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I got a K-Love. Watch out.
Oh my goodness.
My favorite one is the K-Love one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
Right.
Right.
That nigga love getting rebounds so much, bro. Like,
Oh man.
so yeah, get out of here, man. So look, that's unacceptable, bro. Like, it's unacceptable, and especially since we know it's only gonna be 8 or 9 episodes, and we've already kind of fucked off 2, and they were great, man. I had a lot of fun with all of the episodes so far, but in terms of moving the plot forward, we've already kind of fucked off an episode and a half, like
Right.
1 3/4 episodes were filler, kind of, right? We kind of got to get this shit popping a little bit, especially if you're only going to give us a half hour, dog. That's unacceptable, bro. Like, I don't care how good the content is, and it is very good. Like, I am not going to be content with that, and the reason why is because This is a situation where Disney Plus doesn't really have shit else going on right now. Right. And at a certain point, if you are only going to give us like basically a what amounts to be like a 3-hour movie over the course of like 8 weeks, I'm not getting my money's worth for this product. And I would hate this to be a situation with Disney, with all its infinity doll hairs that they have, would make a decision. Doll hairs, by the way, this is an inside joke.
Dollars.
Doll hairs, dollars, right?
Doll hairs.
Where I hope this wasn't a situation where they had like 4 really, really good like feature length episodes and decided to just cut them all in half for the sake of time and the sake of like padding it out a little bit, which would suck, man. Like, Star Wars fans are super loyal. They're super rabid. They're super toxic as well. But this is the one piece of Star Wars media that's out right now that everybody seems to agree is really good. So like, come on then, like let's have some fun with this shit, right? Like, let's get and so Edmund mentioned earlier, because I posted this take online. He and I disagree on this. Like, I am very staunchly against the idea of short seasons. Like 6 to 8 episodes is never going to be enough. Right. I made a joke online. Like, I would like 10 to 15 episodes, 1 hour each. As a matter of fact, no, fuck that. 26 episodes, 175 minutes each. Nah, fuck that. I would like 1,000 episodes, each of them feature film length, 2 weeks between seasons. Those are my demands. Come on, bro. This is instant gratification 2020. But anyways, my point is, like the shorter seasons, I'm not as comfortable with, especially if they're gonna be, in addition to being short, 30 minutes, bro. Like, what the fuck is that? If you're gonna do a short season, I kind of like how the BBC does it, where they'll give you like 4 episodes per season, but they're each like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, we need. I know. I gotta agree with you on that. We need.
What's that? Sherlock was like that. Yeah. Luther. Yep.
We need like at least an hour. If we're only gonna get like 9 episodes, we need at least hour-long episodes. And then on top of the fact, you know, it's appointment.
Appointment television.
Right? So we're waiting a week to see the next one as well. So, like, come on, man, give us that hour, or give us 15 episodes, man.
And I read another take online that said like, oh, well, it's perfect because like, you know, that's like enough time to tell the story that they wanted to tell, right? Fucking whatever. But if that's the case, if that's all, like, then tell a better story, nigga. Like, tell more. Like, what? There's nothing wrong with world building, right? More. I don't buy that, right? Like there's never gonna be enough Star. This is a huge galaxy, dog. There's so many characters. There's so much to explore. You should be able to tell a compelling, interesting story that's not filler. That's not just like, you know, nostalgia bait. That is an hour, right? That's not just throwaway kind of whatever. You should be able to tell a dope ass, compelling story to tie into all of this super rich Star Wars lore for 10 episodes, 45 minutes apiece. Mm-hmm. That's perfect. You know, counting the trail, you know, after you subtract all of the credits and etc. 45 minutes of content, 10 episodes. That ain't too much to ask. Star Trek does it. Oh, here I go. God damn it. Star Trek done came back on y'all last. Star Trek Discovery is in season 3 now. They done gave y'all. The first 2 seasons were 12 and 13 episodes, hour long each. I think the first season was 15 episodes. Second season was 13. They're probably going to hit us with the 10 episode piece now because that's the new thing. But, you know, they got Star Trek has big money too, and they are using their budget the way that they should. There's no reason why Star Wars should not be able to do this with the Walt Disney Company behind them. So let's fucking go. Let's pick that shit up, please.
But no, man, I agree with you 100%, bro. So Sticking to our scale, out of 5 stars, what do you give episode 3?
I can't give it a 5 because it was too fucking short, but it's I'm sorry, bro. Like, that shit matters to me, bro. That shit was literally like 27 minutes of actual content.
So basically, they never get a 5-starter.
And I mean,
They can't get one. It's impossible.
If they're gonna keep giving me 20-minute episodes, then fuck them.
18 minutes.
Hell nah. I'm not gonna be able to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna be able to do it.
But outside of that, that was my only complaint. It was brilliant. I would give it like a 4.75.
I would. I think I go 4.75 too. I think I go 4.75. It was, while the action wasn't my favorite of this season, surprisingly, I really liked that fight scene in the second episode where Baby Yoda survived a car crash. But that fight was really dope between him and the bandits, and then the fight he had in the first episode was really cool too. So, but episode quality wise and characters and the Mandalorians and Bo-Katan, and it was definitely my favorite episode so far. So 4.75.
They also explained something that's been driving me crazy. The differences in like the Mandalorian religion, where like we kind of get the reveal that Din Djarin is a part of the, what do they call them? The path, children of the path, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That were like they're like basically like so if you think of Mandalorians as like a sect of Christianity, they would be like, or like Judaism, for example, they would be like Orthodox Jews who like are like, I don't know, or maybe I'm about to get in trouble with sorry, hey, our homie Aaron, my friend Aaron, who's Jewish. My apologies, I'm gonna butcher this, but I believe that Amish people are Jewish. Maybe Gary, do you know if Amish folks are Jewish? I don't know the answer. Okay, well, whatever it is, their religious doctrines is what puts them in this position where they are like reject modern technology and have very like specific cultural like leanings, and this is kind of what the children of the path are in the Mandalorian religion. They're like what's that? Oh, okay, fried. What's the yeah
9
right
9.
Okay. Well, so like the Amish, the not the Amish, the Hasidic Jews that live in like Oak Park in Michigan area, right? Like who have like made the decision to follow a very strict path in how they dress, how they live, how they choose to communicate, how they choose to travel, etc. This is what the Children of the Way have done under that umbrella of like the Mandalorian religion, and it to me it solves a lot of plot holes of like, yo, all of the Mandalorians up until this point used to take their helmet off. So what the fuck is Mando talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Are all of these niggas posers or what? It turns out that and Bo-Katan was like, nah, nigga, like I am the queen of Mandalore.
Right.
You better like check your tone, dog. Like y'all niggas want to keep your helmet on all the time. That's on you. You can do that if you want, but don't try to check me on my Mandalorian, like, you know what I'm saying, cred out here.
Nah, I get it for sure. And I feel you. So I thought it was dope though. I liked the because it has also, you know, I think it's been driving everybody who's a fan a little nuts, just with the differences and the portrayal of the views of Mandalorian culture between like this show and Clone Wars, and you know what I mean. And just this show is really the first time we've seen, you know, anything other than just Mandalorians taking their helmets off in Clone Wars all the time. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I really enjoyed the episode. I give it a 4.75. Boom, check it out, man. If you guys haven't watched Mandalorian, watch it, man. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. Obviously, some big events over the last week or so. We got the official launch of the next gen gaming lifespan, right? The new gaming generation is here. PS5. I myself, I do not have one, and or Xbox, but like I've told you, we just moved, and I just got a new place, so I am out of the game for now. But I mean, as a person who was lucky enough to score one, because from what I have heard from everybody else, it's tough. Like, just what was your experience with not only trying and succeeding, but also, like, what are your first impressions of the PS5?
Huh? I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you over the sound of my PS5 being sweet as hell. No, I'm just kidding. Only a little bit. I'm flexing a little bit because I feel very lucky.
Right.
So I had a wild time trying to, but I was super lucky, bro.
But hero, brother, you out here. You were playing the game, but you not buying their stock. You spending money. This ain't the year to be playing the game. This is a year to get your bag.
Right.
What
Y'all
you doing?
niggas playing video games. You should be out here trying to buy stock for Sony. Y'all some clowns.
Hold on, bro. I saw the greatest.
Right. Y'all playing the game. The game is playing you, brother.
Hold on. I saw the best.
Oh my God.
Sarcastic. I saw the greatest sarcastic tweet ever. First of all,
it got less funny once I realized it was sarcasm. I wanted it to be sincere so
real.
bad.
Or
just a lie.
I just want to say, like, y'all, it's cornier to be mad at somebody for enjoying video games than it is to, like, buy the system. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
It's
Yeah.
like, yo, so my man said, my 3-month-old son said, Daddy, I don't need a PS5. Use that money to buy land or get an LLC started in my name.
You fucking clown, dog.
9.
Right, dog.
Oh,
$500.
Bruh, it's just
Right, and I'll show you a parking lot in fucking in Highland Park.
This is another. This is just another, like, it's another. We've seen this over the course of time. This is just another weird flex, man, of this generation, bro.
Here's another one. The cousin of that take is like, see, that's why you never get a system when it first dropped. Boy, if y'all don't shut the fuck up, dog. Like, look, man. People was so I posted this on Facebook.
Let me say this. Can I just say this?
Yeah, please go right ahead.
Everybody,
you need to be activated.
I know. I need this. This is annoying.
Okay.
Everybody. Actually, I do. This is what. Go ahead. Actually. Nah, but look, man. Everybody who says that tried and failed.
100%, dog.
That is.
Wait, hold on. Watch this, man. It looks like Amazon can't complete your order.
9.
Looks like your shopping cart is full.
9.
Error.
9.
Unable to complete your order.
9.
Cart empty.
9.
This item is out of stock.
9.
Right, bro. Y'all chill out, man.
Oh my goodness, bro. Crazy.
That's a really corny take, man. Like, let people enjoy things. Yeah, like, sure, like, absolutely things are gonna break when they first come out. Things are gonna always break, but, like, I posted this online, right, where, like, there was a situation where one individual got a pre-order and his shit didn't work, and everybody was like, oh, that's why I don't get my shit day one. And I couldn't, like, so the thing that tripped me out about that was the comments, right? Like, there was literally 1,100 comments, and, like, literally, like, 75% of them were the same, was people saying the exact same thing, rushing, couldn't wait to get their take in, like, see, I don't ever, that's why I do my little thing where I just kind of wait like a year before I get it. And it's like, bro, it's like the lack of self-awareness to continue to make that comment as if you were the first person to say this after literally hundreds of people before you have said the exact same thing. Like, why feel the need to participate in that?
Couldn't
Like,
wait to get that take in, man.
Like, no, man. Like, go if you can afford it. Like, I saved. I did this the right way. I've been ready for PS5 for about 2 years now. I've been saving for this shit. I've been like doing my due diligence. I've got time and space for it. I bought it on day one. And if the shit break, nigga, call Sony. They'll fucking patch it up, send it back to you in the mail in a couple weeks. You'll be ready to go way before these jokers who still are gonna be like scratching at the door at Best Buy trying to get one on, on Black Friday, on Christmas Day, So, look, it's if you want it on day one, go get it. And if it breaks, nigga, call Sony. They'll hook you up. They know. Like, these niggas have been doing this shit for 25 years. They know there's going to be problems. They have protocols in place to fix that shit.
Man,
it's no problem.
100%.
So yeah, I did get one. I was lucky enough to get one. I put both Edmund and Noveliss on. There was there was a Amazon, bro. This shit was there and gone in a flash, bro. There was an Amazon like affiliate. His name is Wario64 on Twitter, and he always like posts Amazon deals. And Chris actually put me on this tweet of his where there was like a Amazon direct link. It wasn't on, like, you couldn't go to Amazon and type in PS5. You had to have that direct link. And it's like a thing where if you buy it from him, he gets like a cut or whatever. And it was there, and I was like, all right, nigga, let me see. And I sent it to you, and I sent it to both you and Edmund, and I think Edmund got his. He did get his. I tried to send it to Ruben too, but the problem was I got mine, and then I went to text it to all of my friends, but I also got distracted and like started looking at something else at the same time. And in that like 2 or 3 minutes, I might have fucked y'all over, man. My bad, bro. I apologize. But I think Edmund did get his. I think Ruben is waiting. He's still looking for it. I know you kind of tapped out after a while. You were like, because I kept sending him stuff, bro. Yeah, I sent him like an email like every couple of weeks, like, I was
trying, but then we ended up getting that spot, and I was like, yeah, I'm out the game now. But
so yeah.
Man, how is it?
It's fire.
Fire.
It's super. So I had an experience. It's weird, man. So like, the only game I've played on it so far is Spider-Man. The other thing that's important is that you're not gonna be blown away by the graphics or the like frame rates if you don't have the TV for it.
Yeah,
you need to have a 4K TV.
Remember Chris was on here talking about that.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, it'll still look better than PS4 no matter what. But like, if you have a 4K TV with 60 frames per second, you'll be like, oh, I motherfucking see this shit is the next gen. So when I first popped in Spider-Man, because I've been looking at it, I've been looking at the trailers and all the gameplay footage, so I was kind of used to it already. And when I first popped it in, I was a little bit underwhelmed. Like, I kind of wanted because you remember I kind of talked about this at first too when I first saw the trailers. Like, I wanted the next gen pop to be a little bit more like, oh shit, like, wow, this is really, really different. So I did an experiment where I'm like, this can't be, like, I must be tripping. So I have my PS5 and my PS4 hooked up to the same TV. So I put Spider-Man on pause, and I put in Ghost of Tsushima on PS4. And Ghost of Tsushima is a beautiful game. It's like maxing out PlayStation 4's capability. And I got my eyes used to it. I played about 5 minutes of it, and I immediately just switched the HDMI channel to the PS5. So like my eyes are going straight off of Ghost right into to the Miles Morales game, and I was like I almost like fell out of my chair. Like it's a stunning difference, bro. Like the frame rates, the I mean, Chris talks a lot about the ray tracing, how they do the light animations. It is if you have a 4K TV and you've got like the frame rates, it's a very, very noticeable jump from, like, in terms of graphical quality. It was fantastic.
That's fire, man. That's what's up. So speaking of, but yeah. Anyway, everybody else, whether you got a PlayStation, a PS5, or Xbox Series X, man, congratulations, man.
Yeah, man. Play your fucking video.
Play your video games and have fun. You know what I mean? Play video games and have fun, man. That's all I can say. I mean, and also the console war thing is kind of corny to me too. Am I tripping or is that also?
No, it is. I have a joke
I
where
mean,
I said
I don't think there's anything wrong with having an allegiance to a.
sure.
But just
We all winning, bro. All
yeah,
this shit is cool.
It's so dumb. We're all winning.
The only legitimate ammunition to that is that there's a difference in like the third party or the first party games. That's really it.
Right. So yeah, man. Speaking of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, no spoilers, but I love it, man.
I literally beat that shit right as you called me.
I
had just beat it.
I have been playing it. I haven't beat it yet, but man, like I love it. And I mean, me and you have kind of like bonded over the character of Miles for the last, couple years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I just I love this game. I love Miles, and it's just I really loved the Spider-Man PS4 game that came out a couple years ago. It's one of my favorite games ever. I like this better already.
Yep, me too.
It's just the story is great. Miles is just so much better than Peter, and I know people don't want to hear that, but
it's not even a question.
It's not a question. It's facts. He's such a better character.
He's empirically like better Spider-Man too. Like he's stronger. He's got more powers.
He's got more powers. He's got more unique powers, and just it's just I love it, man. I'm really, really, really loving the game. One thing that I really like about it is it's so black. You know what I mean?
Bro.
It's
I got a really good take on that.
It's such a here, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Well, go ahead. It's gonna take me a minute to find it, but finish your point.
I just think I really like it, man. I think I appreciate all the things that we get with Miles' character, and just obviously the combat, right? They always nail the combat in these Spider-Man games. They've been nailing that since the Amazing Spider-Man game. Remember
for
the
PS2?
Game? Is that the best movie game ever?
Yes. I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, that game was fire.
I think so.
Spider-Man secretly has never put out a weak game.
Yeah,
all the Spider-Man games
really,
been cold.
bro. Shattered Dimensions.
Mm-hmm. Even back to we talked about it earlier. Maximum Carnage.
Maximum Carnage.
Separation
Anxiety. Spider-Man on N64 was cool too, man.
Yep.
Spider-Man always does put out good games. So Shattered Dimensions. What was the other one? There was another one that came out around that time. That was really dope.
I don't know.
I can't remember either. But yeah, man, I love the game. Shout out to Miles Morales, a dope character. Also, man, shout out to I gotta give a shout out to Sony, man, for hooking your boy up with
snap
with the free code to get the game, so I could tweet it and all that stuff for them. So that was dope.
That's super dope.
I was talking to Chris. For listeners, he's my manager, and I was talking to Chris, and I was like, so what's up with them sending your boy a PS5?
Nah.
For the free ball. He was like, relax.
Not gonna be able to do.
But yeah, what were you gonna say about Miles, bro?
So firstly, I love it too. I'll talk more about it later. But it's so Miles Morales was already in my top 5 in terms of favorite superheroes, but he might be up into my top 3 now.
For sure, bro.
It's like I have read a good amount of Miles's comics, but I might have to go back and like read all his shit now.
Yeah, bro. I love it. Is he too cool? Like,
my
man is a genius. Obviously, he's Spider-Man. He's a producer.
Yeah, he be making beats. He flat out
making beats.
Yeah, he got like a studio in his apartment.
Flat out speaks multiple languages.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Oh wait, I got a bunch of takes, bro. So, okay, I'll start by saying that like I like the direction they're going with Miles Morales now, because when he was first introduced, this was like 2000, like
the Ultimate.
like 2001 or 2 when they wanted black and representation, but they weren't
like,
quite sure how to do it yet. They didn't want to step all the way in it.
Yeah.
So there was a time where Spider-Man, that Miles Morales, when they dealt with race, it was sort of like they really kind of softballed it. They were like, yeah, like, I know I'm the black Spider-Man, but I just kind of want to be. I don't want to just be the black Spider-Man. I just want to be Spider-Man, not the black Spider-Man.
Yeah, bro.
And now it's kind of like, nigga, that nigga is from Harlem and he got a Black Lives Matter sign in front of his door type shit. Right?
Yeah, love it.
So this game is probably the blackest game I've ever played. Outside of like the cartoonish, like 50 Cent bullet time, whatever, and the Def Jam fighting, like those are cartoonish sort of depictions of blackness. But I mean, and I guess this is a comic book character for fucking whatever.
But because in terms of a big time budget,
I got caught in my own take.
Got caught in the echo chamber.
Right. Right. I had to. Yeah. Sometimes you got to fight fair and realize when you tripped and fell a little bit, but you know.
But yeah, bro. In terms of like a big time like game, it's all there.
Bro, the thing that hit me.
The soundtrack is fire.
And it's not, so the soundtrack is hella hip hop, but it's not just like, oh, like, let's play some Kendrick Lamar or some like Drake every now and then or whatever. Like, nah, bro, like.
I love that. How did we start that?
I don't know, dog. That's just kind of how you.
That's how you talk when you're doing stupid stuff that we don't agree with.
Stupid opinion. Fuck you guys, whatever. So when you first turn on the game,
oh man,
the trains. It's like a straight up like.
So cool and
it's and to be fair, it's like current, like relevant hip hop. Like, I mean, our shit is dope. Like, obviously, we're relevant too, but like, the style of music that we tend towards is fairly niche, right? Like, it's more of a subdued, a little bit. I don't want to call it old school because it doesn't feel old school at all to me, but it's like underground, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. The soundtrack to this shit is like very much like relevant, like the kind of shit that Gen Z listens to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like, hey, let's pick some top 40 joints to play.
Oh,
it's an original score of hip hop shit. Like, because one of the trademarks of Insomnia on the old game is when you're stationary, the music is real subdued, and then once you start fucking web slinging, it gets like the orchestra pops off. And this shit, like, they bring the 808s out. Yeah, once you start fucking web slinging, they bring out the hi-hats and the 808s, dog. That shit be sounding sweet as fuck sometimes.
It's awesome. I love it so much. So y'all got to play, and it doesn't even matter if you're on PS4, PS5, it's on both. You guys got to play Miles Morales. Spider-Man is super dope. I love it.
I got one more super Hotep take for y'all. This is right.
Black.
Too much blackness. So, all right, bro. So Miles Morales is I do not want to call him biracial.
Word up.
He is black. Period. Full stop. Mm-hmm. He is bicultural, right? Insofar as he is an African American. He has an African American father and a Puerto Rican mother. Puerto Rican is not a race; it's a nationality. It's a culture, right? There are black Puerto Rican. I've said this so many times on this motherfucking podcast. Like, blackness is everywhere. Do not like limit blackness to African American. There are black people all over the face of the earth. There are black Puerto Ricans. There are black Cubans. There are black Mexicans, right? Like, so with that said, right? And his Puerto Rican representation is like all over his apartment, right? His Puerto Rican flags everywhere, and he speaks Spanish to his mother, who is Puerto Rican. Obviously, I said that. The one take that I have that's a little bit, nigga, kind of
salty,
a little bit overwoke, a little bit. Given the fact that there are so many black Puerto Ricans, right? So many people who are black and Latin. I wish they had found that actor who wasn't clearly just a black guy who took Spanish in high school and very obviously wasn't really fluent in Spanish, right? Like, I would have loved to hear him be like, just, oh yeah, right? Like, just go right into like, because Spanish, like Puerto Rican Spanish sounds different than Mexican Spanish, right?
Different dialect.
It's a different rhythm. It's
like slang terms.
Different slang because nigga, it's a lot of West African. The same way that like the way that we speak English in the down south is different than how we speak it in New York, right? Like there's a lot of like West African polyrhythms that happen there. Same thing happens with Spanish in the Caribbean. So, like, I would have loved to see that. But, again, that's a super hot, woke Hotep take right there. And I am not going to hold that against them at all. I love the representation. But next time, let's just kind of, black people are all over the place. And they also speak Spanish. So, let's just think about that, too. So, that's all. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm done.
So, I wanted to talk about this. Spider-Man, obviously, games always do super well. Always received well. They always are, like, super next level of whatever is expected of a superhero game. Obviously, like even this, like right, Miles Morales, this game is a step up from the amazing Spider-Man game that came out a couple years ago for PS4. So, like, but then, right, we look at the Avengers game and how it just bombed and how it it failed miserably. Right. What do you think is the? Do you think all superhero games just need to kind of evolve towards that Spider-Man, like Arkham, Batman style of open world? The combat system is like super efficient with the counter system and everything. Do you think that that's just what all superhero games need to do? Because
I think so. I think so. The only problem is that because you got Batman and you got Spider-Man, they are on the money with their shit.
Yeah, they are. But I mean, there's so. What do you think it's because I guess what I'm saying is like, why not? Like, I get it, the Avengers, right? It's dope, you got the team, but I just think if they focused more on individual superhero games, open world style. They would do better than a game like this. Like, this Avengers game was supposed to be it, and it just bombed horribly.
Well, the reason why it bombed is because it turned out to be a looter shooter game, and nobody knew. Like, we thought it was just gonna be because that game was awesome up until the end game. Like, the campaign was sweet as fuck. I really enjoyed it, but once the campaign was over and it basically turned into Destiny with superheroes, and all you did was like grind and level up and like, nigga, that shit's boring. I hate that type of game, and it just didn't work. I agree with you. I would love that because I love the Arkham games. I love the Spider-Man games. As soon as they come out with a new Spider-Man joint, or a new Arkham joint, I'm probably gonna get it. The problem with that is that superheroes are so team heavy that you kind of already got all the big solo heroes. Like, if you think of, like, who are the biggest solo heroes off the top of your head? Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. Like, yeah, literally. And Superman.
We don't need no Superman.
Yeah, I don't know why that game, why he's had such shitty games, but like Spider-Man and Spider-Man and Batman, like all their games are sweet. It's when you get the team element, like your X-Men, your Avengers, your Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like, that's when you have like multiple characters to develop, multiple like, focus on making everybody the star. That's when it gets harder, and we haven't cracked the code on how to do that shit yet.
All right, let's go. One superhero who doesn't have a solo open world game, they get one. Who would you pick? Marvel, DC, doesn't matter.
Ooh. All of my favorite characters. Static Shock. Boom.
Wow.
Static Shock. Easy.
That would be awesome.
It would. I mean, look, the fucking blueprint is right here. Miles Morales, like Static. Bro, I would love to see a Static and Miles like team up too.
Like crossover.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the one for me.
So, and it's there. The blueprint's there.
It's there.
I'm gonna say Silver Surfer, right? Open world, surfing through space. What? Get to go to pick all any planet to go to.
Yeah, that's fire.
Missions on all the planets.
You got to have loading screens with him like thinking about shit.
Oh,
and
of course.
Just contemplating.
That show, man.
The herald of fucking Galactus, dog.
The herald of deep thought.
Yeah.
Man.
Gary, I'm interested in, because I know you're a comic book guy. I'll relay because I know they can't hear you. What do you think? Storm. Okay.
That's fire. I would be here for
Black
that too,
Panther
man.
also would be
Black Panther,
awesome.
Wakanda. So many good.
Okay.
That would be dope.
Arrow, Oliver Queen.
Oliver Queen.
I can see that too.
Yep. That would be dope. So yeah, man, so with that said, right, we just kind of talking about our fandom of the character of Miles Morales. So I think it's interesting, right, looking as we get older, and really kind of all the time, like comic books, anime, just whatever, we're always looking up to fictional characters that are younger than we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that, right? Because my take on it is, because if people say all the time, some people think it's weird, right? I think that the whole point is you see yourself in these characters,
For
right?
sure.
So it's not an age thing, right? It's almost like relatable to, right? Like when you get older, and the older you get, obviously the younger the players
I was just thinking that.
Look up to in professional sports get, right? So like you're not gonna stop.
Right, you're gonna stop being fans of young players.
Stop
Get the fuck
being
outta
a fan of you're not gonna not like Kyler Murray because he's younger than you. You're not gonna be like, oh,
we would all be veterans in the league right now.
yeah, kid, exactly. Like
Right?
we would
Like
be
most of the players are significantly younger than us.
right. So for superheroes, we would be vets in the game. The heroes coming in would be younger than us, right? So
I think that shit's cool, man.
I think it's I think it's like I said, I think it's dope, and like I said, we see ourselves in those characters, man. So yeah, bro, this is kind of sad. Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh my god.
Do you want to tell a story? Because I don't want to tell.
I'm about to.
I'm kind of trying. First of all,
I'm about to bring up
Raids.
I'm gonna bring up the graphic.
First of all, raids in gaming, period. Right? How do you feel about raids?
This is my first one, actually.
I
didn't know that they were gonna be like this. To be perfectly honest.
I don't have a problem with raids. I have a problem when the loot isn't up.
Oh yeah.
When the loot isn't up to my to my expectations in relation to the difficulty of said raid that was done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's crack those barrels open and hand out some rare items. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this. If you guys don't know me and Hero, some of our homies, Edmund, shout out to Edmund, who's the Ronin on the squad. Is this the one from yesterday?
Yes.
Holy crap.
So, hold on, I haven't pulled it up yet. Let me.
But we do these. We've been doing the Tale of EO, Ghost of Tsushima Raid. We beat Chapter 1, and it was ridiculously hard. And then we did Chapter 2, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah. And
that's not even like.
Oh, I'm not joking. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, video game wise. And we played it for almost 7 hours.
Oh, you kind of blew the lead here a little bit. I'm about to pull up the
you
graphic.
about to put the graphic up? Okay, go ahead. Put the graphic up.
Boom.
Do you got the one from last time?
This
too?
is not from the first time. No.
Gee, okay. You want to just run through? First of all, I'm the stealth master.
Oh yeah. So,
but I mean, look at my falls.
82. So Nav with the
goodness
392 kills, 94 were stealth, down 82 times.
82.
All right.
Hold on. In my defense, I must say, so in this raid, there are so many stupid, like, platform jumping. Fuse your minds together and figure out how to. And there's a bunch of, like, platform jump. And I probably literally like 60 of my deaths were probably just jumping off a cliff and dying.
A lot of us died off some whoops.
We had a lot of whoopsie deaths.
Yep. Hell yeah. So and Edmund was holding us down, man. He had 91 revives.
Oh my gosh.
I was doing a lot of butchering. I had 554 total kills. All of nigga 480 melee kills.
Oh my
nigga was just a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, bro. Look at this
Josh
shit.
was holding it down too, man.
He was.
Shout out to Josh. That's our other guy that we play with. But just go ahead and
we were playing this shit for
my God.
6 hours, 24 minutes,
bro,
and 24 seconds,
bruh.
And here's the thing: we ended up stopping because we ran out of, as Gary used to say, we ran out of feel like doing this shit juice. We simply couldn't. We failed. We didn't succeed. And at a certain point, and I kind of felt everybody fading a little bit. And I was just like, I even said out loud, I was like, this kind of feels unwinnable. For two reasons. One, because this shit is hard, and two, like we're leaking morale right now. Like Nav was falling asleep on the game. Nigga, Josh is white, by the way. We're about to make fun of you, Josh. So just be prepared. Josh is white, and we had to keep checking him because every once in a while, Josh would be trying to gather. It was like Ernie on fucking TNT, where all the black people was getting rambunctious, and Josh was trying to gather us. Like, hey, pay attention. Here's what we're gonna do, and we had to check him to tell Josh to check his privilege for a second. Like, hold on. And then there was one time where Edmund was trying to explain like what we were supposed to do next.
I love Josh. Though.
Of course, like we would only make fun of him like this if we didn't love him. So he's definitely our boy. But this is funny. So you're gonna have to take this one, Josh. There was one point where we were trying to figure out what to do on like this one part of the raid, and Edmund was like, "So I wonder, like, I think we're supposed to like jump on it and shoot the arrow first." And then we jump on it. And everybody was in agreement. And then Josh out of nowhere was like, wait a minute. We're supposed to shoot the arrow first and then jump on it. And I'm like, yo, Josh, dog. Edmund literally just explained that shit.
You colonized his
he colonized his take. But no, I know Josh has turned. I know right now Josh is listening to this in his car. He has turned beet red. Hopefully your parents aren't listening with you. I would like to now say, for the sake of his like mental health, that he is one of the dopest allies out there. Shout out to Josh.
100%.
He holds us down. Him and Edmund are out in Atlanta, and couldn't be happier to have him as a friend.
Yeah, and he's hilarious.
Yeah, and he's also funny as shit as well. So shout out to Josh.
But yeah, man, these raids are
take this off the screen. My bad.
Unbelievably difficult. They take so much time. There's 3, and we
didn't even finish the second one.
And
it took us 6 hours only to fail,
and we failed. It's I don't know if I can ever do it again.
I'm gonna have to try to do it again. I feel better.
I think so. Me and Josh are both assassins. You were the samurai. Edmund is the Ronin.
The Ronin, yeah.
I think the key might be having one of each. What do you think about that?
I think either that or we need 2 Ronin.
Okay.
So I'm either, and I don't trust my Ronin though,
See,
man.
I'm top tier assassin. I have a good samurai, but I would rather be the assassin. Does Josh play with any other ones?
Nah, I'm the only one I can do everybody. I can play at a high level with everybody except for the Ronin. Like
Yeah.
I really like the assassin. Assassin is probably my main, but I don't. But since everybody else uses assassin with y'all, I don't ever use them. But I really like the samurai for just cutting through niggas.
Butchering.
I've got the stone striker, which is an awesome sword for killing Oni.
I got that, and I finally got the master katana too.
That's fire. But I think for this raid, I think that my hunter would be really good for the raid because I would be able to. You remember the one where you got to like stand in the pools and get kills in the.
You would be able to just shoot.
I could do it from up and wouldn't get no corruption.
Right.
I could do it from up top. Man, that would have been the wave right there. That's how we could have beat that shit. Like we could have saved an hour off that. I bet.
That's the move.
All right, I feel a little bit more like confident.
We might have to. I gotta go to therapy first.
Yeah,
and then we'll try.
Maybe we'll try again next week. Or something.
But all right, man. So more props to Ghost of Tsushima for having ridiculously difficult raid. And I mean, as hard as it is, it hasn't reached the level of like cheap difficult. You know what I'm saying? It is impossible, but I don't know. I think we might be able to figure it out. But it's time for You Can Only Pick 3. One of my favorite parts of the show.
Mine too. How am I gonna feel about this one?
I think you'll feel all right about it. It's a little difficult, but it's not too difficult.
All right.
It's a little difficult, yeah. Let's see what we got here.
Okay.
Some of the shonen boys.
Oh, a notable. Okay, look, the audience can't see it yet, but there's someone missing. A notable absence here.
There's a couple absences in there. Anime. Going back to some anime, we've been talking a lot about video games on this episode, so we're gonna journey back to the anime side of things.
Oh, hell yeah. I love this. All right, man. Here we go. You can only pick 3.
You can only pick 3.
Anime leads.
Anime leads. Kind of shonen anime leads.
Yeah, there's a lot of people missing.
What do you got?
So, a really quick synopsis. We got the Hokage himself, Naruto.
Naruto.
I like Naruto more than I think most people do.
I love Naruto, man.
I think he's dope. I mean,
we had a love-hate relationship when he was kind of being a crybaby, but other than that,
he won, man. He achieved his goal.
He achieved his goal.
Edward Elric, man, I'm a really big fan of his as well. I hate his voice actor, but his character, his English. I know you don't listen. Have you ever heard it before? His English.
Yeah, I did.
He is really annoying. But
I will say, I'm not. You already know I'm not a dubber, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood does have one of the greatest English dubs of all time.
So then we got somebody from some anime that I don't watch. Sorry, that's Luffy or Luffy, however you want to pronounce it. From
Rails is gonna he's gonna be pissed.
From One Piece, and also I could say the same joke here. Another person from another anime I don't watch. Ichigo from Bleach. I'm not a big Bleach guy, man. It just didn't do it for me. Then we've got young Midoriya from My Hero Academia.
Oh man.
Okay. I think I know where I'm gonna go now. Big fan of his as well. Crybaby. Crybaby, but he powered up quicker. He powered up quick enough for me to still be a fan.
Okay.
Then we got Gon. Go ahead. What's up?
Go ahead.
Okay. We got Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
I think I'm a big Deku fan, man.
Me too.
I don't see the hate. Like a lot of people think he's a whiner, but I don't think he is that much of a crybaby, man. I really don't see it like that.
I don't know. He's kind of. I think he's a crybaby, but I don't think that. I don't hold it against him though.
I think he's more so like overly want to do hero things more than he is a crybaby though.
No, okay. When I say okay, yes,
like, I think
he doesn't whine, but what he like physically cries a lot is what I'm saying. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between that and whining. Like, he doesn't like, woe is me, pity, I'm so sad. Like, he doesn't really do that very often. But that nigga is always in tears, like in every episode. Like, I think that's what they mean by crybaby.
Whatever, man.
I'm just saying, dog. Like I don't hold it against him. I think it's dope. He's really passionate. That's all.
Okay.
So where were we? Gone from Hunter x Hunter. Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. Legendary anime. It's not one of my favorites necessarily. I don't think it holds up very well, but it definitely is one of the shonen pillars for sure. And then we have Demon Slayer. Now, would you say that he's a crybaby a little bit? Tanjiro?
I don't think so. I actually think that he's one of the, you know how we always talk about how shonen, they kind of each time, right? They kind of get closer and closer to having like the perfect.
Yeah.
I think he's really close to being that. I think he's really close to being like not the typical crybaby.
I think what he is now, you know who a real crybaby is? Aaron from fucking what's the name? Attack on Titan. He is like a whiner though. Like I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't hold crybaby against you. Like I think that the passion tears sounds weird to say. Like I don't mind that. I think that's kind of cool. I can relate to that to some extent, right? Like, you know, listen, bro. I have made beats that have like caused me to like well up. Not like, oh, boo-hoo cry, but like, yo, like that made me feel a way that I'm passionate about, and it like here's how it manifested. Like I don't. So when you see that from Tanjiro and you see it from Deku, that's to me is not a crybaby. That's like someone who is passionate, and I resonate with that, so I'm okay with it. Aaron from and even to be perfectly honest, even Edward Elric a little bit is a legitimate like whiner crybaby, in a way that's a little bit annoying. But I also like him because he talks shit, and I'm a big fan of that. Speaking of which, I'm actually gonna surprise everybody here with my first automatic keeper. A surprise. Dr. Stone.
Okay.
That's my first.
I mean, wow.
That's my first automatic keeper, bro.
Okay.
I am such a huge fan of Dr. Stone. This character is Senku, right. His character is like he reminds me of almost like a Death Note style like anti-hero main character, whereas Light Yagami was a flat out villain. Senku is he's a hero, but he's also like a mad scientist and will literally do anything to like accomplish this goal. But yeah, he has a heart of gold, right? The typical shonen tropes. But like, the fact that he is got like the facial expression that he's making, right? Like he's got some attitude. He's got like a bravado to him while also being a genius at the same time. Like you've never seen that combination in anime before. Usually the eggheads are all like timid and like, oh, I'm not sure.
I agree. And he kind of, it's with Senku, it's almost like, because I told you I started watching Dr. Stone. I do like it a lot. And I think that it's almost like, he's almost like the rival character, right?
Yeah,
but as the main character, right? He's like the Sasuke or the Vegeta or the Bakugo or the Killua or he's almost like that character, but the main.
Man, I never thought about that before, but you're right, because the actual rival, whose name I can't remember. Have you been introduced to him yet? Have you gotten that far?
Mm-hmm. I can't remember. I can't think of his name right now.
The guy who like was from that time.
Yeah,
he is like more of the main character who's kind of happy and go lucky.
Yeah.
He's got that vibe, but he's obviously the secondary kid. But yeah, man, he's my first automatic keeper is Senku from Dr. Stone.
That's dope.
Now, I also have to go with Naruto just because I've got so much familiarity with him. I mean, he's the Hokage. I'm gonna, obviously there's no competition here. I'm getting rid of One Piece and I'm getting rid of Bleach. Ichigo and Luffy can both kick rocks, and so can Yusuke, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I like Yusuke a lot, but you know, this is not one of my favorites, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna also have to send Gon home a little bit as well, because just I don't hate Gon. I like him. I just don't have as much familiarity with this character compared to some of the other two. The other three that remain. So it's between Tanjiro, Deku, and Edward Elric. And I don't know where I'm going to go with this. In terms of who I have the most familiarity with, it's definitely Edward. But I don't think that's going to be enough to overcome this time because of how much I've been impressed with both Deku and Tanjiro. So I actually think I'm going to eliminate Edward Elric.
Wow.
So now it's going to come down between Tanjiro and Deku.
Oh, boy.
And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to call tic-tac-toe here. I'm going to have to go right down the diagonal. And I'm going to have to send home Tanjiro only because I don't have as much connection with him yet because Demon Slayer is still so new.
Yeah, sure.
And I made an immediate connection with My Hero Academia has emerged as a classic already.
It is.
Right?
I
like
agree.
it's
in
it will go down in a Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece level tier.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite there yet, but unless it just completely falters, it's going to end up there.
I agree.
And so they got a hell of a main character to lead them on that journey. So I'm very excited about what's going to happen next. So my 3 that I'm going to keep is going to be Senku from Dr. Stone, Naruto from Naruto, and Midoriya.
Naruto from Naruto.
And Midoriya from My Hero Academia.
Hey, man. Not mad at it. I like it. All right, let's go. You can only pick 3.
Boom.
We got Naruto Uzumaki. You guys already know how I feel about this guy. That's my guy, man. Like I said, when he was a kid in the original, loved him. First like half of Shippuden, he got on my nerves a lot, but he got back in my good graces. Then, just the war, he was awesome. The last fight with Sasuke, the last movie, he was great. He's dope in Boruto as the Hokage. So I love Naruto, man. So and really just. Out of all these characters on here, I mean, when you look at this list, they're mostly newer. Like, there's no Goku on here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But when you look at these characters on here, he's definitely the only one on here who, like, changed my life, for sure. So, shout out to Naruto. Then we got Ed. I love Full Metal Alchemist classic. Ed's one of my favorite characters, too. And just... I don't know if he'll make my top 3, but I do love Ed and Full Metal Alchemist. We always say that's one of the shows I would recommend to anybody who hasn't even watched anime. Then we got it. Okay.
Whoops. Who the fuck are those people?
Sorry, Rails. Then we got Luffy. We got Luffy from One Piece. Look, man, I have seen 300 plus episodes in One Piece. I know it's not 2,000, but I don't like Luffy, so he's out of there. Then we got Ichigo. I've seen all of Bleach. Ichigo, he doesn't do it for me either. So
Very much a regular ass.
Yeah, he's just like a regular character to me.
The only thing I remember about him is in the first episode of Bleach, he wore Jordan 11s for some reason. Do you remember that? That nigga straight up had on J's.
Oh my goodness. All right. So Ichigo, I can do without Ichigo. Then we got Deku Midoriya. Look, man, I love Deku. I love his character. I love the emotion of his character, man. I always talk about, man, that fight with Muscular, man.
So good, man.
My man straight up willed himself with a fake power up.
Yeah.
All for 1 times 1 million.
1 million fucking.
We about to. Yeah, I loved it. I love his character. He's just amazing. The show, like you said, it's headed for top tier classic. So I love Deku, man. Gon, I got a special place in my heart for Hunter x Hunter too, man. Really was like my second long anime ever. Like Naruto is my first one, Hunter x Hunter is my second one. So I love Gon. I love his character. I think he's dope. Yusuke, I like Yu Yu Hakusho, but as you've stated before, um, out of the older, 90s, late 80s, 90s classic anime, I like Yu Yu Hakusho, but it doesn't like hold that legendary spot for me like that, Tanjiro, I love Tanjiro, man. Demon Slayer and My Hero are like neck and neck for me. I wish if Demon Slayer was like more, if it was further along, I would probably maybe even like it better just because swords. um, but I do love Tanjiro, and like I've said before, I really think he's the. We always see shonen get closer and closer to having get to shaving the flaws off of their characters. You know what I mean? And I think he's a really good example of that.
Oh man, you missed. There's one person that you didn't put on here that absolutely would have made my list, and to me represents that flawless character.
Oh man, Soma from Food Wars. I should have put him on here.
Hell yeah.
We'll do another one because there's a lot more that aren't on this one. We'll do another one day. But yeah, Yukihiro Soma should have been on here for sure.
Obviously, that's my guy.
Yeah, and then Senku, man, from Dr. Stone. Like I said, he's dope. He's kind of like the anti-hero main character. I really enjoy him as well. So let's go.
I'll say, real quick. I'll just say that Dr. Stone was probably the most pleasant surprise that I've ever had watching an anime.
Wow.
I had no expectations. I had no idea what it was going to. I was like, yo. This shit kind of cold. I flat out fuck with this shit.
That's dope, man. So obviously my first keeper is Naruto. That's no secret to you guys.
Not Luffy?
No. Who?
Who's that?
I like Ed, but he's not gonna make it here. Luffy. Ichigo.
Yeah. 9.
Ooh, Deku. Oh man, okay. This is gonna. So for me, it's gonna come down to Deku, Gon, and Tanjiro. 2 spots, 3 guys. My next keeper is gonna be Deku, man.
Ooh.
I love My Hero. I love the passion, the emotion.
Oh man, how you gonna pick between these last 2?
I have no idea.
I usually can kind of guess where you're gonna go, but I have no idea this time.
This is gonna be hard. Okay. Gon, I love Gon, man. Oh, this is gonna be tough.
I thought that.
Hold on, bro.
I thought Deku was gonna be one of the. I didn't know who you were gonna pick out of these 2, but I thought Deku was gonna be one of the people who was gonna have to fight for that last spot.
Nah, man, that's my guy. He's
shit.
in there. So this is gonna be tough. Okay, Gon, I love Gon. Tanjiro, another really dope character. Man, this sucks. All right, you know what?
Flip a coin.
I'm not gonna flip a coin. I am going to, bro. Like we talk about like the training, right? And sometimes we don't always get to see. Like I thought Tanjiro had one of the best training arcs ever in literally anime history. Like in terms of him. And it didn't take forever, but it seemed like it did, but it didn't. It was only like a couple episodes.
Yeah.
So you got to see him go from like this like he was never like scared. He was always
wanted to smoke.
He wanted to smoke off top. He was super determined, and he did it, man. He became a Demon Slayer. So it's tough. I'm taking Tanjiro, bro. I love Tanjiro. I think Demon Slayer is an amazing show, and I think he's a really good, and he's one of my favorite main characters. So let's go. Give me Naruto, Deku, and Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. That's the 3 I'm keeping. Shout out to Gon. I still love you, Gon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn. I don't know. This was more stressful. Your only keep 3 was more stressful than mine was for me. I didn't, because I know you really like.
I do,
those
bro.
3 guys there, and I didn't know how you were gonna do it.
But I gotta go with Tanjiro. And also, man, I wish they would have kept his long hair.
He does look sweet as hell.
He looks so sweet with long hair, man. And they made him cut it after he got done training.
Boom.
He should have kept it. All right. So with that said, man, it's time. It is time for the top 5 of the day.
Let's go.
Hey, man, we are bidding adieu to our previous gaming generation. It was great. We had the PS4, we had the Nintendo Switch, we had the Xbox One. We had some good systems in this generation. So, let's go, man. Give me your top 5 favorite games of the last gaming generation.
Yeah, man. Well, I got a couple of hot takes.
Oh boy.
In the form of honorable mentions here. And I'm trying to decide if one of these is gonna flip-flop. So all right, I'll start. Honorable mention, man. Shenmue 3.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love that game, bro. Like, it was exactly what I wanted.
Yes, sir.
I really hope. I know a lot of people. It was received very well by its fan base. A lot of the folks that didn't know what they were looking for, didn't know what to expect from it, were disappointed because it was very much felt like a retro game, which was entirely intentional. But I loved it, bro. I thought that shit was amazing. I had a great time with it. The Witcher 3, obviously I talk about that game a lot. Fantastic.
Yup.
Watch Dogs 2.
Ooh.
That's a game that I really like because it was very black. The main character was Marcus Holloway. This is a game about hackers and blah 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 blah. He was
I know what Watch Dogs is.
I mean, it didn't have air combos in it, so I wasn't sure. But he's from Oakland, and he's like not a caricature of blackness. Like, he's complicated and like.
Whoa! Hold on.
What happened?
I'm looking at a tweet here.
Pistons traded for Russell Westbrook?
No. It says Miles Morales, in his first 2 pieces of mainstream media, has surpassed anything Marvel has done with Peter Parker. Greatest Spider-Man movie, numbers-wise as well, Into the Spider-Verse. Greatest Spider-Man game, ratings-wise, Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Holy shit, dog. Let's go, Miles. Come on, baby. My brother. You know what I'm saying, Doug? Let's go. I'm with that. That's really, really good to hear.
That's the guy.
So, yeah, Watch Dogs 2 was black. It was a black game. Right, immediately. Off top.
So, Watch Dogs is black. And
I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. The main character was a really cool depiction of like a nuanced black character. Really cool.
Word.
I liked it. And all right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save my last honorable mention because I might flip it with my number 4.
It's getting interesting in here.
So we're gonna jump right into the list. My official top 5 games from this past generation. Number 5, I'm gonna go with the Spider-Man / Miles Morales experience. The whole thing
like
as a game, right? Mm-hmm. I love, obviously, the original Marvel's Spider-Man was fantastic. Every bit as good as everybody thought it was. I came to that game late. I didn't play it until like 2 years ago or like a year ago, and it came out like 3 or 4 years ago. And the Miles Morales game is that. It's shorter, obviously, but it's like the story is every bit as good, maybe better. Obviously, there's a lot of graphical improvements. The combat plus the representation, and it like them knocking it out of the park with the representation. Bruh. Like that together as an experience is just absolutely deserves a spot in my top 5.
Yeah. Also, I actually wanted to bring this up earlier. Did they change the model of Peter?
Yes, they did. I actually like. A lot of people didn't like it. I kind of like it better because
I think he kind of resembles Tom Holland a little more. Okay.
And I like that. I mean, I know a lot of people have takes,
same
but
here, yeah.
I think he looks fine.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my number 5, and here's my number 4, man. My number 4 / my honorable mention. I haven't decided yet. It's either gonna be Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 7 remake. I had a lot of fun with Final Fantasy 15. It was the first Final Fantasy that like finally got rid of the turn-based bullshit, and it was just a straight-up action game. And that was the thing that was kind of keeping me away from Final Fantasy to enjoy it the way everybody else did. I don't like that. That turn-based JRPG shit does not work for me unless it's Pokemon. That's it. I know a lot of purists love that kind of stuff, but for me, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Right.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Unless it's Pokemon.
Unless it's Pokemon. So Final Fantasy VII Remake though had the graphical. It just looked very, very beautiful. I played it on my PS4 Pro with the 4K. It looked amazing. It's 2020, bro. Like we're allies out here, and I gotta be honest, bro. That scene where Cloud dresses up as a woman and has like a flat out like dance concert beauty pageant is probably the best part of the whole game. Like I know that sounds crazy as fuck, but nigga, just that shit was fucking amazing. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe how much fun I just had with that scene. So I think as I'm thinking about it more, I'm gonna have to give the nod to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm gonna bump Final Fantasy 15 down into my honorable mentions. But that game was amazing too. I loved it. I love the kind of driving around with your boys. You literally got to drive the car around the open world. It was really cool. Right. Jumping into the top three, number 3, I've got Horizon Zero Dawn. I've talked about this game at nauseum. This is one of the best open world games of all time. Super cool main character, strong woman who is also smart and an ass kicker all at the same time, and doesn't have to apologize for it, doesn't have to it just is, right? There's no like explanation. She just is dope, and that's the way you need to do representation. Don't try to say, hey, look at fucking these black people and this woman. Right. Like, no, they're here and they're dope. Right. Right. Fucking look at these niggas and these bitches that we just put in the movie.
See, look, we did it. They're here.
Right.
Over there.
Hey, all the Marvel women, just get in a line and fucking just kind of walk and beat up all the bad guys at the same time.
All the Marvel niggers. You guys are the same team now.
Right. That's how white people end up pooping themselves when they do diversity, because it often comes off, it feels forced because there's a moment of like, look at me, right? Look at how woke I am. If you don't need to, if you are someone who is a true ally, or if you're somebody who is black or brown or woman or whatever, you won't feel the need to apologize for it and to like bring attention to it. It just is.
Yep.
And that is always the tell how you can tell. We were talking about this earlier to a lesser degree. That's always the tell where you know if there are black folks behind the camera or not. If the story takes a moment to like pat itself on the back for being woke, then you already know some white men involved with that shit. So with that in mind, Horizon Zero Dawn, number 3. Number 2, dog. And this is like a 1A, 1B, and for the sake of like list diversity, I've decided to only because of that, because I'm anticipating my partner here. Okay. That's the only reason why I've decided to put this at number 2. And that's going to be Ghost of Tsushima.
What's that?
Right. I don't know. I never heard that game. And again, like with my number 1, depending on the day of the week, depending on how I got out of bed this morning or that morning, I could go either one. But obviously, we've talked about Ghost it's just the greatest sword fighting game ever, bar none. One of the best stories, beautiful graphics, the best photo mode of all time
ever.
Just such satisfying combat, bro. Like, I've never played a game that has nailed sword combat better than that. Right. And they introduced the in-game, the multiplayer, which is fucking really, really fun, even though the raid is a nightmare.
A literal nightmare.
So, yeah, going with Ghost of Tsushima. And then number 1, again, I told you, depending on the day, this could just as easily be number 2 and Ghost number 1, but I got to go with Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Hey.
That game is just fucking magical. And I was also playing that game right as I was like finishing my Steven Universe adventure, and they have a similar kind of magic to them that feel good in a lot of the same ways. So I'm a really big fan of Zelda. I've always been a fan of Zelda, I actually have only owned. Actually, have never. This is gonna be crazy. This is a crazy stat here. To be as big a fan of Zelda as I am and have played basically all of the games, I've only ever owned Breath of the Wild. That's the first Zelda game I've ever owned.
I think you told me that before too.
Me and my cousin Haas, shout out to Based Haas, played. He had Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I used to play it with him a lot. And I think I borrowed Edmund's copy of it as well for like several years. Because that's how you used to borrow shit from your niggas back in the day. Like, let me kind of have that a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Like, or like, let me borrow it and then you give it back like 40 years later, kind of. So yeah, that's my number one for today, right? We're going to go Spider-Man / Spider-Man Miles Morales, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, Breath of the Wild, kind of 1A, 1B, kind of the same. Boom.
Got it.
Let's go.
All right, man. This was difficult. This is actually really hard. Honorable mentions off top. Gotta show a lot of love for Horizon Zero Dawn. Doesn't quite make my top 5, but I loved that game. Thought it was amazing, but there's a lot of Nintendo Switch love on here, man. There's a lot of Switch love on here.
Ooh, you just made me realize that I fucking might have missed one. Shit.
So yeah, another honorable mention. I gotta, and dang it. I don't know. I want to put this in my top 5, but I don't know. Bro, I really want to put this in my top 5, but I gotta go honorable mention. I gotta give Tekken 7.
That came close for me too.
Super dope. Probably, honestly, probably my favorite traditional, fighting game that came out in this generation. I thought Tekken 7 was awesome. I put a lot of hours into it. So love Tekken 7. So shout out to Tekken 7. But all right, man, let's go. Let's get into this list. Coming in at number 5. I gotta go with The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Beautiful game, amazing game. Also, man, real quick, honorable mention Arkham City and Arkham Knight, man.
Strong. Super
dope Batman games. But number 5, Breath of the Wild, man. Amazing soundtrack too.
Fire.
Gorgeous. But yeah, man, Breath of the Wild was my first game that I played on the Switch, and it just blew me away and instantly made me a fan of the system. So shout out to Breath of the Wild. But coming in at number 4, I'm going with Pokemon Sword.
Yeah.
I put so many hours into Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much, and this just being able to play it in 3D, play it on a TV, like we never really got to do that, except for with like Pokemon Coliseum, but these are like 6-4 games, right?
Yeah.
So just seeing Pokemon look so good and get to play it on a screen was just amazing. The DLCs they did, like the expansions, were so good. And just like the battling online is awesome, and they've added some things we've been saying should have been in a Pokemon game forever now. Like, you finally get to have a Pokemon follow you around.
Do they do that for everywhere now, or is it just?
I don't know. I haven't played the second expansion yet. My son, he's on it super heavy, but I haven't checked it out yet. But I hope so, because that's what we need, man. I love walking around with Hip on top and he spins on his head.
That's fire.
But yeah, man, I gotta go Pokemon Sword. Super enjoyed it. Put a lot of hours into it, man. Really got me through some tough times this year, man. I had to down with some injuries a lot in 2020, man. Broke my ankle, had this sword injury, so I was like playing a lot of Pokemon during those times.
Yep.
But coming in at number 3, I gotta go with a game that we play all the time. I gotta go with Smash Ultimates, baby. Super Smash. My goodness, I was pursuing Elite Smash, and I just finally gave up. And the thing is, I would just get so mad. Even though it frustrated me, I love the game. The game's awesome. But I would Look, man, I'm sweet at Smash. Okay, I won a tournament in this Smash Ultimate when I was in Atlanta.
Hey, well, actually,
But I hate when they're like, I would get on Twitter or something. I'm like, man, like, what do you got to get Smash to get Ultimate Smash? Like, this is ridiculous. Or Elite Smash, this is ridiculous. Someone would be like, oh, it's 3,000. I'd be like, no, it's not, because I have 6,000. You know what I'm saying? But oh well, when I got it was 3. So like they kept, the more people that would get it, they would up the score. So like it just became. And then the thing I really don't like is, if you're not gonna give me Elite Smash, stop making me fight against people who have like these crazy high scores. You know what I mean? Because the higher level you get, the cheaper tactics you're playing against all the time. But I loved Smash Ultimate outside of like the adding of 1,000 characters to the game that have nothing to do with Smash.
Minecraft Steve. He's now in the game. Did you know that, Gary? They've added Minecraft Steve to Smash.
What are we doing, guys?
Gary said, "Go to hell."
Well, I don't know what they're doing, but the game, I love it. It's beautiful. But seriously though, what are we doing? But yeah, man, I love Smash. Doll hairs. But coming in at number 2, I'm doing the same thing you did. I'm going with the Miles Morales / Spider-Man experience. Amazing, fantastic. Look, man, during this game generation, these Spider-Man games, bro, are amazing. I love them, and Miles Morales really put it over the top for me. So, I mean, there's 2 things in gaming that are like just the ultimate thing of just enjoying doing nothing, and that is web slinging on Spider-Man and riding a horse on Ghost of Tsushima. In my opinion, those 2 things are, I could do them forever. You know what I'm saying? I could web sling on Spider-Man, and I could ride the horse on Ghost of Tsushima forever.
Yep.
Spider-Man is such a beautiful game, and the combat is so sweet,
superb, dog. Like, it's almost flawless.
It is, and in the same way that I love Ghost of Tsushima, like the combat in Spider-Man is so technical, but it's so accurate. Like there's no like, got ya. Right. You know what I'm saying? Fuck like you. It just works, man, and I love it. So I'm going to Miles Morales Spider-Man games at number 2. I mean, come on, man. Number 1, y'all already know. It's my favorite game of all time. Favorite video game character of all time, Jin. Ghost of Tsushima, man. It's a beautiful game. Story looks beautiful. The soundtrack's amazing. It's the best sword game ever.
No question.
The different sword techniques. It's so accurate. It's so beautiful. This outfits, the expansion, the Legends mode that we play, the different classes. Like, this game is just. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, go play it, man.
Yeah.
No doubt, my favorite game ever. So obviously, he's gonna be my number 1. So yeah, man, that's my top 5. Had to get some honorable mentions in there, but number 5, Breath of the Wild for the Switch. Number 4, Pokemon Sword for the Switch. I told you it's a lot of Nintendo Switch love on here, man. Number 3, Smash Ultimate for the Switch.
Hey.
Nintendo Switch, man. Number 2, the Spider-Man Miles Morales for PS4. Number 1, Ghost of Tsushima PS4. Those are my top 5 favorite games of this generation.
There it is, man.
Episode 59. I'm about to go to sleep.
Yeah, bro.
I'm old.
I'll just say this on air. We were gonna do some music. I recommend you just come over tomorrow.
Oh, I was already giving up on that. I'm not doing that tonight.
Dog. We're literally still licking our wounds from the raid.
The raid at 3:30 in the morning.
Nigga, 4.
Oh God, 4 in the morning.
I went to bed at 4 o'clock, like 4:14.
I don't know when I'm gonna be ready to try that again.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna need some time.
That was horrible.
It was fun though. I will say it was fun. but it was a lot of frustrating parts, bro. Like too many frustrating parts.
Yeah, too many. I'm working on it though. I'm building. I told you I switched my load up out. So, I mean, I was already. I'm just trash at jumping.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you flat out
For some reason my character just doesn't have hops.
No, I mean we were doing me and Josh both like we were trying to get up on this ledge and Edmund was just fucking boing, just jump right up there. Bro, and I lost us around because I refused to move off of that like point until I figured out like y'all was trying to get Omari like go like, and I'm like, bro, like why the fuck can't I jump up? I was completely ignoring all the orders. I was letting people shoot at me. I was just trying to get on top of that shit for the entire match, and then we died. And I was like, and then Josh was like, oh, I can't get up there either, and I was like, all right, cool.
Right,
I feel better
I'm not
now.
the only one. I feel better.
I'm not tripping, so we can go figure it out. So it's all good.
But yeah, man, we'll return to that. But yeah, man, thank y'all for listening. Join the Discord, man. Join the Discord.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm about to talk some shit about this nigga right quick.
Uh-oh.
Y'all see how long it took him to join the Discord, and now that he's in it and sees how much fun it is, now he won't shut up about it. now he's fucking tweeting that shit all the time, and we're getting more and more, which is exactly what I hope would happen. So I'm talking shit, but I'm also thanking him.
Hey, man.
It's a lot of fun. We appreciate y'all.
It's fun. It's a community of just good people, man, and they're funny.
Yes,
we got some cool fans. And we just talk about all the stuff we talk about on here. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. So join the Discord, man. Follow us on Instagram at the SwordCast Pod. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you watch on YouTube, man. We got the sweet video, Hero the Tech Master.
Boom.
Thank y'all for listening. Episode 59 in the books.
Wear masks. Social distance.
Wear a mask. Social distance.
All right, man. Turn that shit off, nigga. Turn off your...
I'm going to shoot that virus.
That's right. Nigga, it's getting real out here, so y'all niggas be careful.
Hey, yo.
Be safe.
Check it.
Welcome back, hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage Tosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind to lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast.